Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever wondered if you might be a low-key lawbreaker without even knowing it? It sounds crazy, but there are tons of old, obscure, or just plain weird laws on the books that millions of us break every single day. Today, we're diving into 12 surprisingly illegal things you might be doing without a second thought. Get ready, because some of these will definitely shock you. First up, let's talk about something we all do: connecting to public Wi-Fi. You're at a coffee shop, you see an open network, and you connect. Harmless, right? Well, not always. If that network is unexplicitly offered for public use, like a private business S network, that S unsecured hopping on could be considered unauthorized access, which is a big no-no under Computer Fraud and Abuse Acts. Always make sure you have permission before you connect. Number 2 on our list: singing happy birthday. Yes, you heard that right. For decades, the familiar tune was under a strict copyright held by Warner Chappell Music. Technically, any public performance, even singing it at a restaurant, required paying a royalty. Thankfully, in 2015, a federal judge ruled the copyright invalid and placed the song in the public domain. So while you're safe now, for years, millions of birthday parties were technically breaking the law. Next, have you ever used a fake name online? Whether it's for a silly social media account or just to avoid spam when signing up for a newsletter. Using a pseudonym is super common. However, depending on the platform's terms of service and what you're doing, this can be a legal gray area. If you use a fake name to harass someone or for fraudulent purposes, you could be violating laws like the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. Honesty is often the best digital policy. Coming in at number 4 is jaywalking. We've all done it, dashed across the street mid-block to save a few seconds. But in many cities and towns, crossing the street anywhere other than a designated crosswalk is a ticketable offense. While it might seem like a minor infraction, these laws are in place for pedestrian safety, so it's always smarter to just walk the extra few feet to the corner. Number 5 is something many pet owners are guilty of: letting your dog bark. A lot, while a few barks are normal, continuous, excessive barking can violate local noise ordinances. If your neighbors complain that your furry friend is causing a public nuisance, you could face fines. So, if your pup is a bit too chatty, it might be time for some training to keep the peace and the law on your side. All right, number 6 might be controversial for some drivers: honking your horn for the wrong reason. That horn is intended as a warning signal for imminent danger, not to say hello to a friend, vent your frustration in traffic, or hurry up the person in front of you at a green light. In many places, using your horn for non-emergency purposes is technically illegal and can get you a citation for disturbing the peace. Let's move on to number 7, sharing your Netflix or Spotify password. We all do it with family and friends, but according to the terms of service for most streaming platforms, sharing your login details outside of your household is prohibited. In 2016, a U.S. court ruling even suggested that it could be treated as a federal crime under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. While companies are more likely to crack down on password sharing than prosecutors are, it's still technically against the rules. Number 8 involves your car. Did you know it can be illegal to have things hanging from your rearview mirror? Air fresheners, fuzzy dice, graduation tassels, they can all be considered an obstruction of your view, which is a violation in many states. Police can and do pull people over for this, so it might be best to keep your windshield area clear to avoid any unwanted attention. For number 9, we're heading into the office or your friend's desk. Have you ever borrowed a pen and forgotten to return it? While it seems trivial, intentionally taking something that isn't yours, no matter how small, technically fits the definition of petty theft. No one's calling the cops over a big pen, but it is a funny example of how the letter of the law applies to even the tiniest actions. At number 10, let's talk about gossiping. Spreading rumors or juicy stories can be more than just unkind. It can be illegal. If what you're saying is untrue and harms someone's reputation, it could be considered defamation, either as slander if spoken or libel if written. So, before you share that bit of gossip, think twice. It could save you from a lot of legal trouble. Number 11 is for the collectors and the thrifty among us. Picking up money you find on the street. Finders keepers, losers weepers, right? Legally, not so much. If you find a lost wallet or even just a significant amount of cash, the law generally requires you to make a reasonable effort to return it to its rightful owner. That often means turning it into the police. Keeping it could be considered theft by finding. And finally, number 12. Lying about your age to access a website. Many websites, especially social media platforms, require users to be at least 13 years old to sign up, in compliance with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act (COPPA). If a minor creates an account by entering a false birth date, they are technically violating the site's terms of service and causing the company to inadvertently violate federal law. So there you have it, 12 things that are surprisingly illegal, which you might be doing without even realizing it. Of course, the enforcement of these laws varies wildly, and you're not likely to get in serious trouble for most of them. But it's fascinating to see how our daily habits can sometimes brush up against the law. What did you think? Are you guilty of any of these? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.